Hello. At this point of the lesson, we're going to be transitioning from evolution through natural selection to artificial intelligence. So at this point, the student should have a good idea about what natural selection is. And now we want to get the students to think about how natural selection impacts humans. And they're also going to learn a little bit about what artificial intelligence is. And they're going to try to make connections between the development of artificial intelligence and human evolution through natural selection. So any good way to start out a unit is with some discussion, and a good way to engage them is through a series of questions that will lead students to come up with controversial answers or different opinions. And this is exactly what this type of unit is meant to do at this point. It's to get the students to think and challenge each other's viewpoints. So the first step is the students will answer these questions or put ideas to the answers to the questions using software known as Padlet. And what it does is allow students to post their thoughts and ideas and view other people's thoughts and ideas. And what we can do then is we can start making connections between the students' thoughts and ideas. Another great thing about using Padlet is that you can insert video links as a teacher, and you could insert links to other articles. So if students are struggling to get ideas and don't know what to put down, they can access these videos and links to kind of help them understand things that they might not get from these questions. Basically, by the end of today, what I want them to get to is choosing whether the development of artificial intelligence is good or bad. And they might have ideas for both, but I want them to pick one side or the other. When we move into day 6, we want to start a debate protocol, because this is what's going to happen. Students are going to come up with their argument, and they're going to have to defend their choice to their classmates. So today students will be deciding whether artificial intelligence will either help the process of human evolution or hinder it, and they'll come up with 2 reasons for choosing their side. Then what we're going to do is we're going to split up the class based on what they chose. And we'll put a line of students on either side of the room, and they're going to pair up with someone who has a conflicting viewpoint. Each student's going to have 30 seconds to make their claim and give their reasons for it. And at the end of the 30 seconds, the students will be given time to record any information they find good into either the column for a positive impact or negative impact on human evolution. Also, at the end of the 30 seconds, what will happen is the students will have an opportunity to flip sides if they want to. This will continue until either most of the students are on one side of the room or the other, or if it stays about 50-50, it will just go on until each student had an opportunity to talk with every other student in the room. Then the students are going to split up into small groups and go through several stations that show the benefits and the dangers of artificial intelligence. The first station is on artificial intelligence in security systems. There's a short video that goes with it and some questions. The second one is jobs for robots with artificial intelligence and some of the benefits and some of the dangers of that. The third station shows conflicting views from major scientists in the field of artificial intelligence. And there are some scientists who are completely for the development of artificial intelligence, and there's some scientists who think that we should maybe slow down a little bit, and there's other scientists who think we should shut it down completely. So this will give the students a good idea that, there is different opinions on this, even with the leaders in the field. During this time, what they should be looking for is evidence that supports their views. Station 4 talks about technology dependency, and there's a short video with that, just to get the students to think about how much they actually use technology. And Station 5 talks about the use of artificial intelligence in military applications. And what some people eventually think may happen is that if the machines are allowed to think on their own, they might actually have a deeper understanding of things and be able to think faster than humans. So they might be able to take over at one point. Okay, then we move into day 7 and 8, and this is going to be the research stage. So what's going to happen is that each team, there's going to be for the development of AI and against the development of AI, is going to split up into little mini teams. And each little mini team is going to research a piece of evidence that supports their idea. The first thing, though, they're just going to go through the general, through some sort of search engine and find ways that there's advantages and disadvantages to artificial intelligence, because it's good to get both viewpoints. And then what they're going to do is they are going to develop arguments. So each team is going to make an argument, and they're going to find evidence that supports their argument. So each group should end up with 3 different arguments. And then in day 9, what they're going to be doing is creating a media presentation that defends their choice. And this may take a day or two, and on the conclusion of that, each team is going to show their presentation. And following that, there's going to be a brief discussion on the strengths and weaknesses of both groups' presentations.